Hello, welcome everyone. This is Emily Cressey. We're just getting started here. Bear with me for a minute. Looks like the sound is working. You should all be able to hear me at this point. Hello, hello. Okay, good. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started here in a minute. I wanted to welcome you unofficially to the call and hope everyone is having a great day. I'm excited to be doing this call. Video is just blowing up like crazy right now and it converts really well. So this is going to be some awesome information. You made a very good choice to be here today. And yeah, I think we should. Looks like time is about starting. Let's go ahead and get things rolling. So, all right, a couple of logistics to get started. I will send you access to a recording of this presentation afterwards, so no need to take super intense notes. And also, if you have any questions along the way, I will be taking questions at the end. So please go ahead and type them out into the chat box and we will get to those. If I can't get to them here on the call, I will email you the answers after the webinar. So it's important that everybody feel free to get that in if there's anything that you don't understand or want more information about. Okay, so let's see. Again, this is Emily Cressey from the River Rock Group, and today I have the great pleasure to be talking to you about YouTube and specifically how your business can leverage this very popular social media platform to build your business and get more leads and more sales. So we have a lot of great content to cover today, and let's go ahead and get right to it. Bada boom! What is YouTube marketing? Let's get on the same page and make sure we're all using the same definition. So here's one that I use. YouTube marketing is a subset of social media marketing that uses video content to promote a business and its products and services, as well as add value and entertain and educate users. So hopefully that's simple enough and we can all agree to it. I always like to address the who cares question right up front. So if you registered for this webinar, the chances are pretty good that you have some idea of YouTube's potential to help your business, but maybe there are some skeptics in the audience today who still need convincing. So the stats on this slide should help. As you can see, everyone is on YouTube, essentially, at some point or other, and usage continues to go up every year. In fact, look at the growth of YouTube versus that of TV viewing. Online video is absolutely exploding in popularity, and you can be sure that YouTube has its competitive eyes on the major television networks and even the movie studios. Yes, it's that big. Here's a great illustration of the popularity of YouTube. 48 hours of video is uploaded every minute, or at least it was in 2011. And you can see the growth over the last couple of years, starting at 8 hours a day or a minute in 2007. And now there are 3 billion YouTube views each day. That's 3 billion with a B, and it's hard to even comprehend that. But among those 3 billion are people who are interested in your products and services. What's more, YouTube is the 4th most visited site on the web, and it is also the 2nd most popular search engine on the planet, ahead of both Yahoo and Bing. So according to the data from ComScore, YouTube in 2009 had 50% more search activity than Yahoo. The other thing that many people don't know about YouTube is that it's a huge social network that's growing more social every day as video becomes more the center of people's internet experience. This is a screenshot of YouTube trying to make a bunch of connections with other YouTube users for this account. They really want people to connect. And the foundation of YouTube's popularity is the fact that video in general is just engaging. It's plain and simple. We like to watch video. For most people, it's much more engaging than reading. But YouTube in particular has some really cool features that have made it increasingly popular versus the competition, other video sharing websites. First of all, hosting and distribution is free. Guys, how else can you reach this many people with your content without spending a dime with video content? It's crazy. This means that you can save bandwidth costs by hosting video on YouTube servers rather than on the cloud with your Amazon S3 accounts and that type of thing, which can be somewhat expensive. So YouTube is a great cost saver. Also, it's very easy to promote your video and encourage sharing with YouTube's built-in sharing tools. YouTube is very social and viral by nature, and the site gives you the tools to encourage sharing. Lastly, because it's run by Google, which is all about data, we all know YouTube offers awesome analytics to help you see how people are engaging with your content. So the question is, are you using this incredibly popular medium to reach buyers and add value to the customer experience? And the data is clear. You'd be absolutely crazy to ignore this opportunity. Okay, so let's take a moment or two to address some of the misconceptions surrounding video marketing in general and YouTube in particular. Myth number 1, YouTube is a waste of time. It's just silly videos of cats and babies. And I will admit, I don't have a cat, but I do have babies, and I've got probably just as many baby videos up there as I do business videos, but it's actually a lot more than that, especially these days. YouTube is a microcosm of the larger internet, and really, it's a microcosm of the world. And there are good videos and bad videos, and people committing crime on videos. I mean, there are all sorts of things up here. So the key is to use it productively and rise to the top in your particular area. Myth number 2 is for YouTube marketing to work, I've got to create some kind of offbeat, crazy video that goes totally viral. Okay, creating a viral video is just one strategy among many, and it's a low percentage approach that may not complement the brand identity you've worked hard to build. Most small businesses find success using other methods. For example, using video to educate and inform prospects and customers, and on occasion to entertain. Another misconception is that Facebook has made YouTube irrelevant. Okay, these social media platforms are not mutually exclusive. They're mutually supportive. What's more, YouTube accounts for 43.1% of online videos viewed, according to ComScore, and Facebook only accounts for 0.7% of videos viewed. So YouTube's got almost half the marketplace, and Facebook has less than 1%. So Facebook is one thing, YouTube is something else. It's not an either or situation. They're not mutually exclusive. Finally, the next myth, my business doesn't have good content for videos. No one would be interested. This is a common trap that businesses fall into. I've talked with plenty of people who have that concern, and it's wrong. With a little imagination, every business can use YouTube to its advantage. When a business falls into this trap, they usually have a distorted picture of what their video should look like or be about, i.e., some glossy production that promotes their company. But when deciding whether to roll the camera, ask yourself this: how can I add value to the customer experience? What's relevant to the needs, pain points, and wishes of my prospects or current customers? And when you frame it this way, the possibilities of YouTube should become much clearer to you. You don't have to create a Hollywood production, and your video doesn't have to be so funny that it gets passed via email to everyone on earth. The reality is that every business can benefit from YouTube. That may sound like a stretch, but it's true, or at least I haven't encountered one yet that wouldn't benefit. And I'll give you some reasons why and some examples to demonstrate the possibilities. So let's first dig into the top 5 reasons that all businesses can and should use YouTube to market themselves. 1, there is not a lot of competition. Very few small businesses engage in video marketing, so rolling the camera is a very easy and cost-effective way to distinguish your company from the competitors. Let me show you an example of what I mean here. House painting can be a very lucrative business, especially in an affluent town like Boulder, Colorado. But doing a search for Boulder house painter reveals that there are no videos on the first page of Google. A smart house painter could show videos of houses they've recently painted, do a little photo slideshow, or a painting demonstration showing the different types of tools or paints they use. They could answer some common questions people have about hiring a painter. All sorts of things, lots of great content ideas here. But there's nothing to be found. There's nothing on Google for this. And there's a big opportunity. Let's look at the next slide. Search engine visibility. The opportunity is to get search engine visibility for your videos. You don't even have to rank your website. You can just get your videos ranked, which is actually a lot easier than ranking your website. So, while the competitors are slugging it out, trying to get their site ranked in the text, you could be having your video show up. Booyah, look at this. Google loves video. In fact, if you didn't know, Google loves video so much, they bought YouTube a few years ago. And when you upload your videos into YouTube, Google wants to incorporate them into the search results here. So YouTube can be a very cost-effective SEO strategy if you're looking to rank above the fold for competitive terms that you otherwise wouldn't have a shot at. So again, let's look at this example here on the screen. It's another search for house painters in another affluent town. This time it's La Jolla, California. See the videos and the results, like I said, right at the top of the page. See how much they stand out with those images, those thumbnail pictures versus the text? That really draws the eye and makes people look at those. And that's the power of getting videos up in the search engines. Another reason to do YouTube marketing is that YouTube gives you an opportunity to demonstrate your expertise. Demonstration is one of the most powerful forces of persuasion that there is, and this strategy can be used by just about anyone, but it is perfect for professional service firms that may have thought YouTube was off limits for them. Here's an example of a law firm using YouTube to build authority by educating viewers. This lawyer will certainly stand out from the competition by establishing credibility, expertise, and authority early in the customer's research process for finding a new lawyer. Plus, it builds a lot of rapport. You get a sense of his personality and whether he's someone that you'd like to work with. It's a really smart move. And you can totally do this yourself. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video on YouTube has got to be worth several thousand more. YouTube gives you the opportunity to create compelling product demonstrations to your products. And remember the adage about showing and not telling. Demonstrating your product is one of the most powerful things you can do to ramp up your sales. Here's a great example. I love this one. Have you guys seen these? Blend Tech. This is a great example of the power of video to drive home a marketing message. The Blend Tech videos became a YouTube sensation a few years ago and literally catapulted this company to the top of their industry. They have hundreds of videos showing the power of their industrial strength blenders by literally blending every physical object you can imagine. iPhones, computers, golf balls, just about anything you can imagine. And I'm sure you can comment on their videos and suggest other ideas too. This is a fantastic way to demonstrate their product and take on the competition. These are funny too. You should watch a couple of those. YouTube is a great platform for creating how-to training guides that will boost customer satisfaction and help you retain business. So here we're going from before the sale to after the sale. Whenever you add value to a customer experience, your company becomes stickier as customer loyalty goes up. Here's a good example of this from a restaurant and a cooking school called the Mermaid Inn. The executive chef takes time to show viewers how they can recreate some of their favorite recipes at home. Okay, so those were some good examples of how other businesses are using YouTube to their advantage. I hope that they spark some ideas for you and your business. Now let's move on to talk about the 7 specific steps you can take to ensure your YouTube marketing success. Boom. Step number 1. Start with keyword research. What's your target market searching for when they go to YouTube? Find out, remember we talked about, well, I don't know if you saw the other webinars that I've done. There's a great tool called the Google Keyword Tool. You can search for the Google Keyword Tool, and that's a great starting place to get some ideas for keywords. So, start with that keyword research. Second, work with your keywords in your video and on the text surrounding it. So you want to make sure that you incorporate the keywords that you find into the video itself and the data fields that YouTube gives you, like the title of the video, the description of the video, the file name of the video, all those little details help tell the YouTube platform what your video is about. All of these suggestions play an important part in assuring that your video ranks as high as possible in the search engines. Because even though it's a video site, people still have to use words to search for the videos. Next, as a rule, keep your videos pretty short, between 2 to 5 minutes, kind of depending on what you're doing, and keep them relevant to your audience's needs, wants, and interests. Keep it simple. You're not trying to win an Oscar. No need to overdo it on production value. You don't need a $5,000 camera. And remember, people have a very short attention span, and especially if they're watching this on YouTube, there will be a lot of advertisements for other videos that they should go click and watch. So don't make the videos too long. Just keep it short and to the point. 4, include specific calls to action when appropriate. If you want your viewers to do something specific as a result of watching your video, such as visit your website, hint, 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 share the video with a friend, add a comment, subscribe to your YouTube channel, those types of things, ask them to do it as part of your presentation in the video. Next, use other social media channels like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter to promote your videos. Again, these different channels don't exist in isolation. They should be leveraged to get the most value from each of them. So when you create and post a new video on YouTube, let everyone know, hey guys, just posted a new video on how to clean wine stains out of your carpet. Go check it out. That would be a great post for a carpet cleaner to send. Next, don't post and run. If you're creating content in a competitive marketplace, you can't just expect to create the content and have it ranked #1 in Google overnight. Okay, it's not as simple as just uploading a video. Be sure to budget some time or money to optimize your video for search engine visibility and invest in an SEO process like you would for your website. So essentially that means building links to it. And there are some other things we could talk about with you, but that's an important part of the process. And finally, keep at it. Make several videos. I've got one client with, she posted maybe 5 videos so far with no SEO. And, one of them has 25 views and one of them has 704 views. So, some will hit, some won't, kind of depending on what's going on. So don't be discouraged if your first and only video doesn't have 1 million views. Keep posting. And the more you get, the more people will see what else you've done, and they'll watch your first video and they'll go on to watch other videos by you. So it's important to make this something that you do on an ongoing basis and repeat. Okay, so those are the 7 tips for YouTube marketing success. In the next section, deep breath. In the next section, I'm going to answer some of the commonly asked questions about YouTube for business. And if you don't see your question here, be sure to type it into the chat box below, and I'll do my best to get to those at the end. So let's see. Question number 1. Do I need to hire a professional production team to create my videos? The short answer is no. You don't need to have a videographer, okay? It's not necessary because it's not essential that you create a highly polished video. That's not to say you're going to be fooling anyone, but a lot of times, and especially on YouTube, people appreciate kind of that live, raw, from the front lines type of video. Low production values can actually be an asset, believe it or not. Spending too much money producing the video is more of a problem than spending too little, because, you know, if you look slick, it might actually work against you. Most YouTube videos are shot with a $300 camera, and they're like 320 by 400 pixels. If you spend $10,000 on a video, you could, but it might turn some people off, and, you know, it might not be that big hit video. It might come across looking like a TV commercial, which is the type of thing that people usually skip over. Okay, so what kind of equipment do you need to create your video? Let's see, nothing fancy or expensive. I use the flip camera. I have a couple different cameras that I use. The flip is great. It's cheap. You could use your mobile phone camera. You could use a slightly more expensive Sony camera that has an audio input jack that can attach to a lapel mic or that type of a thing. But, you know, keep it simple. The flip camera works great as long as you're in a relatively quiet environment like an office. Then you could do that. If you're in a noisier environment like a restaurant, it might have some trouble with the background noise, so it might be good to get a lapel mic and a more expensive camera, or you could just lay down the footage with the flip and then do a voiceover and say, you know, here we are watching Chef Paul as he minces the onions. So you can always come back and do the voiceover. Another option, if you don't want to appear on camera, or if it's just easier, Camtasia Studio software costs about $300, and you can use that to capture something on your screen. So I do a lot of those. Since I'm in the online marketplace, I'm showing client websites that I've put together, page 1 search engine rankings that I've got for clients. So I do a lot with pictures of my computer desktop, and Camtasia Studio is what I use for that, as well as a desktop microphone. So those are very nice, and all of this equipment can be had for under $500, so it's not a big investment. Start by using what you already have if you've got something on hand that can do it. So let's see, that's the equipment. What about other video sharing platforms like Vimeo and iTunes? Okay. Creating a video podcast and publishing it on iTunes is a great option, but it requires a bit more technical savvy than the YouTube route. So if you're up for it and you know how to do that and you want to get into it, fine, go for it. And publishing your video in more than one place is a great idea. Vimeo does not allow free video sharing for commercial purposes, but in August 2011, the company launched Vimeo Pro, which is a paid service. Costs $200 a year for 50 gigs of space and 250,000 video plays, and that lets businesses take advantage of Vimeo's gorgeous design and sleek user interface in a legitimate kind of way. So certainly fine to take advantage of these different platforms. And like I said, the more places you can distribute your content, the better. But if you only have the time and resources to do one thing, make it YouTube. They're the 800-pound gorilla. All right, so then people ask, how can I promote my videos? How do people get to see it? So, like I said before, leverage other social media platforms. Include video links in your e-newsletter or email signature. So just tell people that you're doing it. And embed videos on your website and your blog. And if you want to get a little more serious, you can take advantage of a feature in YouTube that allows you to promote your videos. So this is a paid service. You pay to have them show up when people search for certain terms. So you can see in this screenshot that the video on the right is the promoted video. And this is effectively, it's kind of like Google pay-per-click, right? That they have that little column on the right, and they'll tell you it's promoted, but people get to see it, so it's worthwhile. Another question is, should I build a network on YouTube? This is in terms of commenting on other people's videos, subscribing to other people's videos, inviting them to subscribe to yours, and essentially interacting with the other people who use YouTube on a regular basis. And essentially the answer is yes, absolutely, and that's actually very important. YouTube, part of its ranking algorithm is how many people are commenting on your video, liking your video, viewing your video, sharing your video. They take that information into account to tell how popular different videos are. So, I mean, YouTube likes to consider itself a social network, kind of like Facebook. So, some users really expect that, and it's cool. You'll have a video and they'll type in questions or comments about your video, and you actually have a chance to respond and interact with them. So by doing that, you'll create relationships that are more likely real customers with a real interest in what's going on, and those are the type of people who might want to share your videos with other viewers. So that's an important thing to do, and an important part of coming across as authentic and involved and interested in clients. Sort of that online customer service. Okay, this is a good question. How can I create a compelling video? So how do you make it interesting for people to watch? How many times have you started watching and after 5 seconds turned off a video, right? So you don't have to be the next Martin Scorsese. Rely on your specific expertise and industry knowledge. If you can, talk about it and create a little video about it. One thing that I like to recommend is that business owners put together a list of maybe 10 frequently asked questions or 10 objections that people have or wonder about when they come in to hire your service. I had a guy who was a carpet cleaner, and what are the questions? I can't think of what to do on video. No one Googles carpet, But I told him what questions do people have? How can I clean out bad stains? Things that they might try to clean at home, but if they don't come out, they'd need to hire a carpet cleaner, like wine stains, pet hair, pet odor, different kinds of food, blood, things that might get on the carpet, nail polish, shampoo, things that are hard to get out of the carpet. So he could make a short video. Oh boy, did your wine glass spill? This is what you got to do. Put boiling water on it, act fast, scrub it, use these different chemicals. And if that doesn't work, call me because I have a magical way to get it out. So of course they'll go and try the instructions, and if it works, that's excellent. And if it doesn't work, we'll call him. Or some other pre-purchase questions people might have. Is the carpet cleaner green and environmentally safe? Or is the carpet shampoo going to leave a sticky residue in my carpet? Those types of things. How long does it take to dry? So he could take each of those questions and create a little video about it. Like we said, it doesn't have to be long. It could be a 30-second video, but he's out there, He's getting ranked, he's building rapport, he's getting in front of the client base, and he's positioning himself as an expert. So those are some ideas. So, what does that mean for you? Rely on specific expertise and industry knowledge. If you can, focus on creating videos that are helpful, valuable, and relevant. And you know your needs, you know your clients, so create videos that address them. It doesn't have to be pure entertainment. You don't have to be standing on your head while you do the video. In a more professional context, like the lawyer video and that type of a thing, it makes sense to be in your office or be in a suit and come across as a real professional, that they're going to be paying $500 an hour to write their will, rather than, hey, this is Sam, and I'm here at the beach, and da-da-da. Be in your office, Sam. But if you are, if you're Sam at the beach and you're the crazy, fun-loving attorney, maybe that's okay too. It's just a different branding, a different positioning. So think about that. And make it interesting to the client by speaking to their needs. Make it more about them and their question than it is about you. You can certainly watermark the videos, brand it, mention your company, send people to your site, that type of a thing. But at the end of the day, it's 80% about them and 20% about you, and not the other way around. So, to the right audience, that will be compelling. It doesn't have to be compelling to every person who watches YouTube. It just has to be compelling to the people who are considering making a buying decision about whatever you have for sale. And this next one, this is important. We talked about it a little bit. How do we make your video findable? How do we get you to be at the top of Google for La Jolla house painter? So we go back to those keywords that we talked about and the Google keyword tool. Start with a good title that includes the keyword and also is an interesting or compelling question. So, 5 mistakes to avoid when hiring a La Jolla house painter, or La Jolla house painter makes startling discovery, or those types of things. Okay, so put that in there. A common approach and an easy way to do it is to use your keyword and then a colon, those 2 little dots, and then rephrase your title. So it could be, let's say, you had a video on saving money for college. It might be called College Savings Plans, the 529 Plan and Your Child. So that includes 529 plan, college savings plans, those types of keywords that you might be optimizing for. So title is the first one. And the second one is a description. And a lot of people like to skimp here because it's a big, write paragraphs or pages of text and I don't know what to say. It's like writer's block starts to set in. So two secrets I'm going to share. Number 1, do a long description if you can. An easy way to do it is to have your video transcribed. What are you saying in the video? Have your assistant write that out and then just type out the script of your video and have that beneath the video. But it's a great idea to have a description that talks about what's in the video and again includes those keywords so that Google can index the text, because Google can't watch the video and doesn't know what the video is about. They can only read the text that you include, so make sure you include some. And the second tip is to use a URL. Put a link to your website as the very first thing underneath the video, because people will actually be able to see that link and click on it. So if they like what they're seeing in the video and they want more information about you, it's very easy for them to go down and click on that URL that's visible in the description. Only 1 or 2 lines of the description usually shows up, so it's a great idea to have the URL right at the beginning. Let's see what else here. There's a tags field, so you want to make sure you put keywords and variations of your keyword within the tags field. And if you're a local business, it's a great idea to, like if you're in Boulder, La Jolla, Seattle, put put the location that the video is coming from as your city. So that tells Google that it's particularly relevant to that geographic area, potentially. Okay, so following these steps will help you get found more easily by people who are searching for your type of content within YouTube. So optimize those text fields. Now we're nearing the end of the presentation here, and I want to make a very important point. Please do not be daunted by YouTube. It's an amazing resource for business, and you have the means to leverage it. Okay, believe me, you can do this, and you can always come to us for help with your YouTube or other online marketing needs. If you need someone to film you, if you need some help uploading and optimizing all of this text, if you've uploaded and optimized your videos and they're not showing up in the Google search engine where you want, you need to get some backlinks pointed to them, we can help you with that too. So that's definitely a service we offer. There's probably a link below if you want to contact us, but we'd be more than happy to talk to you about what your options are there. Okay, so that's a wrap. We made it! Good job, everybody. Thanks for listening all the way through. That's the end of the presentation, and I hope it's been helpful, and I really appreciate the time you took out of your busy schedule to bear with me today. So let's go ahead and open it up to your questions. If you've got questions, type them into the box below, and we will get to those. I want to see what's come in so far, and we'll see if we can get a little variety here. So type those in right now. Okay, so we have a question here from Janice, it looks like. How do I have an intro slide with music and branding on the video? Okay, so I think what Janice is asking here, some videos have an introduction little animation where they have a video that might play some music and have their logo and some animated characters jumping around or something, and it's sort of the same or consistent thing that they would have at the beginning or the end of their video to brand the video a little bit more. And Janice, there are a couple of different ways to do that. One would be to create something, a little animation in PowerPoint, or even just a slide or an image in PowerPoint, and capture that with Camtasia, the screen capture software, and then you can take that little Camtasia clip and insert it before your video. So you're going to need some video editing software. Camtasia is a great one. There's some others out there, but you would get a picture, get some music, and just take a picture of that and with the music playing. That's probably the easiest way, and insert it with Camtasia. You could also hire someone to have it done. You could have a graphic designer or a video designer do something like that quickly, and then you could automatically insert it. Again, depending on what you're trying to accomplish branding wise, that may or may not be something that you want to spend a lot of time on. For big businesses where credibility is already established and they've already invested a lot in their branding elsewhere in magazines and newspaper ads and that type of thing, where people might recognize you, that might be a good thing to do. But for a lot of smaller business owners who are more the maverick marketing, just going out there, want to get it done quickly, the less video editing you have to do, the better, because it takes a lot of time. And secondly, people don't necessarily like that. They want to cut to the chase. They don't want to watch 5 seconds of your logo dancing around to music. They want to just see what the video says and see if it's any good. So that's one way to do it, with capturing a video with PowerPoint and Camtasia, hiring a video or graphic designer to do it. You can get royalty-free music or buy music clips to insert or overlay. And Camtasia also has a nice feature, which is a watermark feature. So if you wanted to have your logo or a banner labeling the person, or having your business URL or something at the bottom of the video, that's all something you can do from within the Camtasia software. So that's what I would recommend. I'll see if I can get you guys a link to that Camtasia software here. So that's kind of a couple of different ways to do it, but I would say it's not low-hanging fruit. I don't necessarily invest a lot of time in that at this point, unless it's something that's very important to your company and your brand and your image to have that higher production value. It's a sword that cuts both ways. So also for just more casual user, YouTube has a couple of different things you can do, editing your video with overlays, links, text that you want to have appear during the video. You can add and edit those things within the video editing interface. So that's kind of a newish feature that they've added recently, and you can experiment with that. So if you just want an easy way to display your website on the video, for example, YouTube will let you do that. You don't need Camtasia. You could just do a screen capture of yourself talking, or I'm sorry, you could do a flip cam video of yourself talking and then upload it into YouTube and use the YouTube title and annotation features to write your URL along the bottom of the video. So that's very easy and doable, and that is something that I would recommend. Okay, thanks Janice, that's a great question there. Let's see. David says, how do you customize your background and theme on YouTube? So if you're watching a YouTube video that's been embedded into a website or on your own site, you will not see any theme. But if you click and actually watch the video on YouTube, you'll see that some people have what's called a YouTube channel. It's kind of like you could watch Dr. Laura from the radio station has her own YouTube channel, and you could just go there and watch little advice videos and clips and things of her talking about all sorts of different things. And on her YouTube page, she has it branded. There's a picture of her, there are different colors and links and that type of a thing. Links back to her site, her radio show page. That stuff is all customizable within YouTube. And how do you do it? It's probably a little technical to explain here, but log into your YouTube account, go to the Edit Channel button, and then click on Channel Design. And you can select the different colors. You can add a picture, a headshot or a logo works well. You can do multiple pictures and backgrounds and that type of a thing. So there are a lot of different things you can do, and if you go big into YouTube, as I encourage you to do, that would definitely be a great thing to look into. So why don't you contact me, David, if you have more questions about that. We can look at your YouTube channel, and you can tell me a little bit more about what you have in mind there. But branding your YouTube channel is a great idea. I'm glad you're thinking of that. Okay, this one says more, I'm sorry, it says, can you tell us more about building your social network within YouTube and how to communicate effectively with other users? Yes, thank you, Cindy. So within YouTube, you have several different opportunities to interact. You can comment on other people's videos. You can add them to your contact list. You can subscribe to videos, and you can post video responses. And those are all things that you can do. A lot of times if you add someone to your contact list, they'll automatically add you back. They'll reciprocate. But one little trick that you can do, especially if there are thought leaders in your industry, sort of big channels that have a lot of traffic and a lot of views, you can correspond with them and post video responses and that type of a thing. So just as an example, I think I mentioned before, this client who's a relationship coach and was doing some things on YouTube, she helps people who are doing online dating. So you might be doing online dating with Match.com or eHarmony.com. Those two companies both have big YouTube channels. So she could go over there and comment on some of the most watched videos on these channels and say, I love Match.com. That was how I met my husband. I help people find great relationships on Match.com as a business now. Wow, that's interesting. And people who are watching that might click on her name and find out more about her if that's something that they're interested in too. You can kind of use your best judgment. As some people are very aggressive and say, come see my site, come see my YouTube channel and my show and my video about how I do this date consulting. So they might actually post a link to another video and that type of thing. Match.com could choose to disapprove that post and not see it. So that's a little bit risky. You need to be respectful of the place where you are. But if you're at, your Chamber of Commerce YouTube channel, they might not mind that type of advertising, even though it's blatant, because they're there to help promote member businesses. So that's something you can do. And another very effective thing you can do is to post what I would call video responses. So if they've posted a video, I don't know if you guys remember the eHarmony cat lady video, but it was this fake, spoofy, here I am, I'm making a video about myself. I'm going to post it on eHarmony so people can get to know me. And it was very funny and it went viral. And it was getting millions of views within just a day or two. So eHarmony very quickly created its own sort of video response and posted that as a reaction to her video. So if they see this, now they can see the other side of the story. So, and that works very well if you find videos, especially related to your product, that are getting a lot of views. You post a video response and it gets approved. Then other people, all that traffic on that page will see your video response and have the option to watch your video. So video responses are great. And in that vein of, responding to other people's videos, it's a great idea to solicit your clients and customers and other folks to post a video response to you, because, we talked about YouTube using social interaction as an indicator of how interested people are in your video. So if you have a video that's attracting a lot of video responses, that's a big boost for that video's ranking. YouTube says, wow, if people care enough about this thing to post a video response to it, they must be very interested. So how about posting a video, maybe a contest or soliciting testimonials or that type of a thing, and ask people to post a video response. And not only will that be a great way to solicit testimonials, here's a hint, offer a prize, but it will help your video rank well itself. So just be authentic. I mean, there are softwares out there that you could use to interact and fake comments and that type of a thing. But I think for the most part, for most people, just keep it interactive and natural, and know that it is valuable to interact and solicit interactions, and don't dismiss it. Just be aware that it is a social situation. And this reminds me, guys, this isn't one that I put into the slideshow, but it's a point that I want to make, is that these videos don't have to be limited to just posting on YouTube. So try to get as much leverage out of everything. And I guess I said, post it on Facebook and Twitter, but we haven't really talked about email. And I would really encourage you to have an email autoresponder that goes out automatically, and you can put links to your videos in there and say, be sure to watch this video. It's very interesting, and I think it's something that's going to be very relevant and helpful to you. So you can start building views and attracting traffic just by using your own client and customer base, and encourage people to pass it on. Oh, those wine stains in the carpet are terrible. Here's a video on how to get rid of them, so the next time, and be sure to forward it to your friends if they're hosting a party. So that's a great way to get the information to get passed around. So do post it on your blog, with the video embedded, email it out to people, as well as doing the Facebook and Twitter social stuff. So that'll give it some longevity and some places to be. Okay, let's see. I think we might have time for another question or two. Keep typing them in here. I'll see what we've got. Okay, here's a question about video production. How do I do a split screen video? This is a great idea. If you're doing a phone call, let's say you're doing an expert interview, or you have maybe you're a law firm and you have kind of your marketing person who's in charge of doing the video campaigns, and you want to interview different lawyers in the law firm so that you can promote each one and each person's individual practice. It's great to be able to get both people on camera and you have sort of a split screen where there's one person talking on the left and one person talking on the right, and the viewer can actually see both people at the same time. Generally, it's accomplished through a webcam on the computer. So how can you do that? What software would you use? Well, there are a couple of different ways to do that, but you're probably going to need upgraded software of some kind. So an easy way to do the call setup and actually get the video call going back and forth between your computers is by using a free software called Skype. And then in order to do the video recording of the Skype, you could try, there's a Mac software called eCam.com, which I believe is about $20. It's eCam, ECAMM.com. So you could use that for recording split screen video stuff. It's pretty cool. If you go to the website, you'll be able to see what it looks like and see if that's the type of thing you're going for. There's also a more expensive software, I think closer to $500, which is more of a video mixing software. So you could have more than two people. You could have a panel of people. You could have like a Hollywood Squares thing going on, and you could easily switch back and forth between your camera, their camera, have both cameras on at the same time, and do a variety of effects, including live webcasts and that type of thing. So if you really want to do something more sophisticated, you could try that. And that one is called vidblaster.com, vidblaster.com. So that's another way to almost create more of a video studio environment in your home office. So if you're looking to do more sophisticated video editing and effects, Camtasia is probably not the quickest and easiest thing to use for a lot of video editing, but Camtasia shines at the simple screen capture. Let's capture what's going on the desktop, and that's very easy to use. I use that one quite a bit, and like I said, I think that one is about $300. Okay, looks like we have another question coming in here from Scott. This one is about video emails. How do you embed an email into a video that you're sending out? Okay, so that's a great question, Scott, and hopefully you might have even gotten some emails from me that had video in them. Who knows? But it's a very effective way of sharing your video, and more than just having a text hyperlink, having a video that looks like it's embedded right in the email. The key with doing this is actually that you're not sending an email attachment that's a large video file. That's too much. People can't download that on their phone. It takes a long time to watch. The way that we do that is actually to take a little image, a little screenshot that's just a JPEG or PNG file of something that happened during the video. So I'm watching the video, I pause it, I take a little picture of it using my screen capture. You could use Snagit or Jing or even Camtasia to take a little picture of the video, and then that will be an image file, and you just embed the image and make the image clickable out to the video. So it's not a function of actually emailing a video or embedding a video into the email. It's simply a function of having an image that looks enough like a video that people are willing to click on it and follow the link. So that's our dirty little secret. Now you know about that one. That's a good question, because emails within the videos are extremely effective. Cool. Okay, Sarah asks about video sets and lighting and backgrounds here. So sort of a long question, Sarah. I'm not going to read it out, but how can you get the best video quality? And we talked a little bit about microphones, but we didn't talk about backgrounds. The secret tip I can give you here is get really good lighting. Lighting is critical to having your video show up well, and you can use a $100 camera, and if you have great lighting, it'll look great. Even, compared to an expensive camera and poor lighting, you just don't get that good HD type resolution because there's not the light to provide it. So what I would suggest, if you have an area like a back office or something that you're going to be shooting a lot of videos in, is to set that up as your little video set. And you can actually go to Amazon, and I don't remember what you want to Google, maybe cowboy lights or something, cowboy like Wild West, and you can buy a lighting kit and an actual backdrop. They'll give you a frame and different colors of cloth. You could have a white cloth, a black cloth, or a green cloth, and use those as a backdrop for your videos. So, and you get the lights as well. So you can have the lights nice and bright, shining on your face, get lots of good resolution, and then your background looks very professional, just like at a photographer's studio. You're not looking at a bookcase or something back there. You actually have a blank backdrop. And if you use the green screen, what those are for is to replace or edit out the background. So rather than just, hey, I'm standing in front of a green wall, you can remove that green part and add in either a static image like your corporate office or something, or even a video or some sort of a moving backdrop. And you can buy videos and animations and that type of thing to put behind you from a website called Animation Factory. So if you want to do that cool, here I am at the beach, but really you're in the garage with the green screen, then get some beach backgrounds or beach GIFs from Animation Factory. And you can also get great music there and pictures there as well. Animationfactory.com is the place for that. And Amazon.com is where I get lighting kits and background kits and that type of thing. So good lighting and good backgrounds are a great idea to improve the production value. And you can do the green screen editing with a variety of different softwares, Adobe Premiere, Corel Video. Depending on if you've got something that came with your computer, or if you want to go out and buy that, just make sure that green screen editing is a feature of your software. It's not with Camtasia. So that's just not how it rolls. Another easy one to use is by Sony. Sony Vegas is the name of it. So check that one out as well. And I think that's about $100. So there are all sorts of fun things to do. If you need any help or thinking of ideas of either a video email campaign, your YouTube campaign, doing that keyword research for the YouTube stuff, feel free to write me a message to that effect or click the contact button below so we can get you in touch with somebody at the office who can help you with those things. We're pretty much out of time at this point. I want to be respectful of you and not take this too long, but I know we had a lot of good questions come in. I will try to get back to you on those as promptly as possible. I'm going to take a little breather for a minute, and I'll work on getting back with you. And thanks again for joining us. Thank you for your wonderful questions, and I look forward to putting together another one of these very soon. Okay, take care.